Hey everyone, this is Crimocko, and welcome to the intro video for my August countdown. For those who don't know, every year I do a video game related top 22 countdown from August 1st to August 22nd. This is because 22 is my favorite number, August 22nd is my birthday, and the first year I did this was when I turned 22. These countdowns started as daily updates on Twitter, and while they still mostly are that, I now make the countdown in video form. This means that at the end of every week, I'm going to be posting a collection of the previous week's entries. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll know that this year, the topic will be my top 22 boss battles in video games. I've been really excited to put this project out there. I feel like, especially compared to last year's list, I'm going to get to talk about quite a few of my favorite games that I didn't get a chance to mention simply because the topic wasn't relevant. Also, I'm limiting myself to one boss per game, not per series, but per game. I think that's a fine limitation for me to cover as much variety as possible. So I hope you look forward to it. Stay tuned to either the daily videos on my Twitter or the weekly recaps on YouTube. With that out of the way though, let's head into some honorable mentions for fights that I love but just missed the cut. Enjoy! Master Hand might be the iconic Smash boss, but for me, Taboo will always be the most memorable. Such an original idea to end one of, if not the craziest game mode in Smash Bros. A legitimate challenge too, especially on higher difficulties, with so many cool attacks to show off. Theme is a banger, and I'll never forget finally getting his trophy for my Brawl collection. I have to mention Squid Baron, and all of his appearances. I love him so much. Just a normal Mook boss that has become a running gag in the Shantae series. It's like if Wispy Woods was a snarky, self-aware trickster, and I love it. Splatoon's single-player content is better than it has any right to be. I love Octo Expansion, and I was considering mentioning its crazy set piece of a final boss, but I can't deny the memorability of Splatoon 1's final boss against DJ Octavio. Memorably challenging and fun, all the while having Calamari Incantation blasting in the background. It's just so good. What an insane fight! It's mostly carried by its ambience and wild symbolism that perfectly emulates the weirdness that makes the game Majora's Mask what it is. Having the final boss be a titular Zelda MacGuffin is really cool, and destroying it with the fierce deity form is always satisfying. Plus, it's the final boss of my favorite game. It has to go on here in some fashion. Probably my favorite Kirby boss. Magolor is a great multi-phase boss that shows off everything I love about Return to Dreamland. Cool design, cool villain, and amazing boss music. Hard to forget the impression Magolor made on me, even today. I'm glad he was included in Kirby Star Allies. I love Mega Man Zero more than most do, probably. Sign of the times, sign of my tastes, maybe. But I think anyone who's played this game will accept that the final battle with the copy of X is awesome. A challenging but fair fight against a version of the legend himself. Great stuff. The whole final act of Final Fantasy VII Remake is just awesome, at least in my opinion. And its peak is easily the lengthy battle with Sephiroth. Incredibly challenging, but incredibly satisfying, as all of your abilities get tested, and you slowly get access to more and more of your party as it goes on. Not to mention the insane ending this fight precedes. Amazing. I like Ys boss battles a lot, but it's hard to think of one that really separates itself from the lot to become a truly memorable experience for me. Ys Origin makes a valid effort though, with an awesome multi-phase challenging fight with Dalles, which on the true route leads to a surprise battle with Kane Fact, who becomes the empowered Darm, leading to a standout and memorable final battle as Toll against his estranged father, with Falcom's classic riffs playing in the background. One of the most emotionally charged final bosses in video game history. I won't go into much detail as everyone should experience Mother 3 as blind as possible, but the build-up, the music, and the emotions from the story truly elevate this fight to a gaming masterpiece. What can be said about this bastard? While Ganondorf's look and fight in Twilight Princess is iconic, Zant was the true villain of this game, and it's nowhere more memorable than within this boss fight. At this point, Zant is a perfect mesh of deranged and terrifying, taking you to a variety of different locations from other boss battles in the game, making for one incredible multi-phase showdown. Devil May Cry has some incredible larger-than-life boss battles, but for me, they are at their best when they are one-on-one duels with similar statured opponents, as we'll see later. But this definitely works in favor for Credo, in my opinion the best boss in Devil May Cry 4, challenging and engaging, while being a great turning point for Nero and his arc within this game. Metroid Fusion is fucking terrifying, and that is on full display with this grotesque creature. Great atmospheric build-up in an already unnerving game sets up what's easily the hardest boss battle in Fusion. A good test of your abilities though, and precisely why I love this game so much. I might not be a turn-based RPG fan, but I'll always stop to appreciate the majesty that is Final Fantasy VI, and that's nowhere on display more than its final battle. All the elements coming together. Kefka, one of the best villains in video games, achieving his ultimate form, the Dante's Inferno inspired set pieces, and Dancing Mad being one of my favorite video game tracks of all time. What's not to love? Royce deserves a mention just for how the fight begins, when he gives a seemingly rhetorical question, asking who should go first, knowing full well only you can stop time and carry out Transistor's strategic gameplay. And Royce reveals his own Transistor, with the same abilities as you. The mirrored version of the hero trope never gets old to me, and it works incredibly well here. Such a magical boss battle, in a series that I didn't think was going to be memorable for that aspect, especially after the first game, where bosses didn't really happen. This is such a great payoff for what the game's conflicts have been building up to, and test Ori's abilities to their fullest. Not to mention it leads into one of the most emotional video game endings ever. And those are my honorable mentions. I hope you enjoy the list proper in the coming weeks, and I hope you have a good one. See you guys later.